Welcome to Glow Up or Get Out. So, as you guys can see, we have a different setup. Hey! So we just decided to do something fresh. We were tired of the couch, I guess.
We might move back. Who knows? Also, if this is your first time watching, there's a bunch of other episodes. We are now on season 3. If you've been listening, love you. Really fucking appreciate you.
Facts.
Yeah.
And if you're just listening and you're real confused about what we're talking about, we're sitting at a table instead of sitting at a couch. It's just the difference.
Right. We had a more casual setting versus now. I mean, it's still casual. We're just at my dining room table. So
yeah.
No biggie.
But today's episode is about Instagram. All about Instagram. Class is in session.
Everybody. We are your teachers today. Bam. All right.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to go over is the algorithm itself. I think everyone, that is like the keyword, like algorithm sucks. The algorithm, right? It's what everyone's talking about. So why don't we go over it? In this, we're not really going to talk about like how it works and like, I mean, we are, but also like just giving you more of like facts about
better ways to increase engagement on your page or
for the algorithm to favor you. Like put the algorithm into your favor.
Exactly. Starting with, I think the number one question people ask is, well, how often should I be posting on Instagram?
So that I can see some engagement or some following.
Yeah. First thing we have to say is consistency is the biggest thing. No matter how many times you post, if you're posting consistently, that is in your favor. Because if you're posting, let's say you aim really high, you start your strategy and you're like, oh, we're going to post 6 times a week. Okay, girl, can you post 6 times a week? Like, is that feasible? Are you going to be able to achieve that forever? Yeah. Or at least for an extended period of time? Because if not, you go from 6 to 2 a week, it's going to look real bad on the algorithm. They're going to be like, oh, well, they must have less to say, so we're not going to boost you type of thing. That's basically how the algorithm is working these days. But in general, we'll give you a good schedule. So 1 to 3 times a day is amazing if you can keep up with that schedule, like I said.
Yeah.
But just be realistic and stick to whatever that is.
Whether it be once a week or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more you do, the better, because Instagram wants someone who's consistently just like spewing things out.
Exactly.
But that's not realistic for everybody. I mean, if you're not like if you're not an influencer already or a brand already that's like really solid in what they need to say and what they need to talk about, it could be really difficult to post every single day. Like, what do I post about today? And I also think that not getting like burnt out or
creatively,
that can be difficult. So again, just like make realistic goals.
So that recommendation is specifically for in-feed posts, because there's so many other things you can post on. Stories, reels, all that sort of stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit as well. Jumping into stories. In general, we're going to go over why they're important. Basically, it gets you to repurpose your content. So let's say you posted on your feed. Now you can post in your story that, hey, I posted in my feed. Or you can just say like, hey, remember I posted about this? Like, don't forget, this dress dropped. Or something.
Right. Also, you can use like the things that you didn't feel would make it to the feed onto your stories.
Like behind the scenes.
Right. And that's even more encouraging for people to go look at what you actually posted.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And then we also said it's easier to be genuine, show your brand personality in quick little moments. Things like astrology things, polls. It's less formal than a feed post, so you can have like a little more
fun with
it. Yeah. And then there's tools within stories that help you reinforce to Instagram that certain people want to see your content. And that sounds kind of confusing, but basically things like polls or questions, anything that requires someone to click something on your story means I like what they're posting, or like I want to see more, like I genuinely want to interact with this person or brand, so show me them more often. That's basically what it says. So if someone sends heart eyes to your story or votes yes, whatever, they're going to end up seeing your page a lot more often. So it's a great tool to use in terms of the algorithm. So for this question, how often do you need to post these? The general rule of thumb would be 10 to 20.
10 to 20
a day.
Stories.
10 minimum, 20 max, because 10 minimum, again, whatever you can stay consistent with, but 10 minimum could be really casual stuff. It could be really planned template type of content. It depends on the brand. And then 20 max is just like, nobody wants to scroll for days through your story. Like, no offense, but most people don't.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the type of engagement you get on a regular basis. Because I do know a few influencers, I'm going to speak on influencers, not necessarily brands. Certain influencers who do post about 20 things a day because their branding or like what they have to offer, their niche is very lifestyle appropriate. So like people want to know what they have for breakfast. Yes. They want to know their workout routine, and then they want to know where they go for lunch or get their hair done. It's just like a very day-to-day basis. So they can post up to 20 or more a day, which that's not feasible for everybody.
Yeah, so, especially brands, because on a daily basis, you have to think about what kind of value are you bringing. You don't want to just post stories to post stories. Right. Like this or that's all day.
Yeah.
This or that. This or that.
So I think that's where you can like try to get a little more creative on what to do. So like I'm thinking like for a restaurant, maybe you have like a certain type of fucking, what do they call it? Like a skit of sorts with like your, not necessarily like everyone's acting, but I mean more of like a little segment to your stories where, you know, you talk to the employees there about like a certain thing, like a topic or something.
Okay.
Just keep somebody like personal.
Interviewee.
Yeah, like it's keeping something personal to the brand also. Like it's not just like I sell burgers, but like the people who make your burgers are really fucking awesome. You know, like let's get to know
check
them.
out what they said this past week in the kitchen. It was really funny.
Yeah, like I don't know, like that's where you can get creative and create stories like that in order to get more out there. Just I feel like
the biggest key is consistency.
So just make sure that you're doing at least the minimum in a very thoughtful way and genuine way. Yeah.
All right. So another big thing, what's an ideal and healthy growth rate? The overall growth baseline should be about 3 to 6% in a month. So you should be growing slowly overall in every way, 3 to 6%. And if you're at 6 or above, then you're exceeding what an average growth rate would be. Follower growth rate specifically, if it's larger than 6%, you want to ask yourself, why is it larger than that? Like, did I put out a specific piece of content? Did that go viral? Should I make more content like that? Or is it spam bots? Is it somebody, like, is it just random?
Yeah.
It makes you look sketchy to Instagram, which obviously you don't want. But to actually find your growth rate, you are going to divide the number of new followers by the total number of followers you had previously and times it by 100 to get a percentage. For example, you got 150 new followers out of your 2,500 that you had previously. You're going to times that by 100 and you get 6%.
Yeah.
Pretty simple math. The next growth rates that people look at would be your engagement rate. I guess it's not really growth, it's just your engagement rate. But that's measured by likes, comments, combined per post, and then divided by your following. So let's say you had an engagement of 147, so that'd be comments and likes. And then divide that by 2,500, which is the amount of followers you have, and times that by 100. So your engagement rate is 5.8%. And these are important, like I said, because brands will look at things like this, or in general.
If you're a brand that's getting engagement or follower in a higher follower rating than you had previously, those things are important to know, because then you can overall look at the analytics of like what you've been doing in the past and what can help you
working, what's not.
But also, like for us, for example, like if you're also in a social media marketing agency and you're looking, these are good numbers to have to baseline like your portfolio. Like I've helped grow from this to this. Or if you're an influencer, it's really good to have those numbers to have on your media kits and say like, you know, this is my engagement on a daily basis, or like average, like this is how well I do and this is how many people can see it. With that, there's a lot of things that the algorithm doesn't like that will cause you to have a block. By that I mean they're called Instagram usage bans, which this means basically that like we talked about engagement. If you're doing or having too many followers or following too many people or engaging too much, that can also be seen as a bad thing to the algorithm. And in return turns into a usage ban. So Instagram's really finicky about how many things and how many times you should post, how many times you should engage with people, because they want it to stay pretty genuine to how real life works or how it originally worked. And like they don't want Instagram to become just a place to like
it's
fake
hard
the
to
numbers, I guess.
It's hard to say because they come out. It's like on one hand, like yes, they do want that genuine engagement. That's why the algorithm is so tricky. But then it's also like they come out with the shopping tab, and you're like, oh my god. And then they add everything, and you're like, now you're just a platform, and then you're like spiraling.
You're like, so what are you doing?
Like, what is going on?
But in general, they want to keep things pretty genuine, or at least like as realistic as possible.
At least this specific tactic is what they're doing there.
Because I think when Instagram kind of like switched over to a more business or like money focused place, people would just go in and sporadically just like a bunch of people's photos and also just, that kind of a thing.
I remember it being like as many pictures as you can, comment all the pictures you can.
I think that we've come past that point because I think now the algorithm understands like that is not genuine.
Yeah.
Or with that, Instagram has certain timing on their accounts. So by that I mean like they have trusted accounts, and if you're not a trusted account, they kind of flag you. So this means like if you've been on the platform for longer than 6 months, you're a trusted account and like you have more like normal
functions,
normal like flow to the way that you use the platform.
Oh, they understand you now.
Yeah.
The algorithm knows you.
Like it gets to know you, and like if you're,
I get it. It's like it. So let's say I normally only like 20 pics a day, and I comment on like 3.
Yeah.
And then I start doing like 100 pics a day.
It's like it's kind of sketchy. It's sketchy. So they've created like an average for like what everybody kind of does on a day-to-day basis, and they've created that as like baseline. So what that is like within the first 6 months, you are limited to the amount of likes and follows you can do. And it's basically so that they can weed out the bots, because a lot of that is also a problem. And when you become a trusted account, you can like and follow about 1,000 times a day. So that means I'm not sure if that means 500 and 500 or whatever, if it's combined, but I know that the number is 1,000 times a day, with an interval with about 28 seconds in between each. I know this is so specific, but think about it. Like, if you're just going down your feed and liking everybody's thing, it's not taking about an average 30 seconds. It's taking 2 or 3. The algorithm wants you to look at the content and decide whether you actually like it or not, so that they can give you more. On the other side, if someone is looking at your content, they want to make sure that it's a genuine person looking at your content.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking, well, shit, did we mess up the algorithm? The people?
Yeah.
The people said...
The people fucked up the algorithm, and they had to probably...
Because it's like, if we were all just liking anything, Instagram was probably like, what does anyone like? I don't know what anyone likes. Y'all are just liking dog stuff, you're liking cat stuff, you're liking weed stuff, you're liking anti-weed stuff. Yeah. What do you like?
It became a very...
I still hate the algorithm, but
I get to understand it now. So yeah, 28 seconds between each like or follow. Ridiculous. And then you have about 12 comments per hour, which I think that's
a good amount.
That's a good amount. But they have to be not just like emoji responses. Mm-hmm. They have to be thorough responses that are thought out, obviously, or at least some wording.
Yeah.
And that's what they count as like a real comment or a real engagement. And this is all to say that this is important because you want to build a following and also build engagement. And to do that, you need to be engaging every day. And if you do it in excess, or incorrectly, this might leave you having a usage block. And like, you don't want that, obviously, because now I don't know if like the algorithm now just sees you as kind of sketchy for ever. Which
usage blocks specifically, like you said, the algorithm sees you as sketchy, which is something you can't necessarily see. But I would say in other ways that you can see would probably just, you literally get notification like you cannot use Instagram for however many hours.
I think I remember one time I've been like, you've commented
like
too much or something, or you've followed too many people. So yeah, I think all that is to say that you need to be careful about how you're using those likes, those follows, and everything else, because it's just like those hacks don't really work anymore. Like they have created an algorithm that doesn't like that shit.
That we all hate now.
Although the algorithm is really finicky these days and it consists of a lot of extra work, I guess.
Thought.
I think,
it's thought.
It's weeding out the people who are trying to benefit from it in a very bad way.
Manipulative way.
Yeah.
So in terms of other little factors you can consider, feed optimization. So captions and messaging. It seems like, it'll just be like whatever. It doesn't matter what I put as my caption. You're wrong.
I just need to be posting every day. Like, no, that's not it.
You're wrong. Dead wrong. Longer captions perform better because there's more words for Instagram to look at. They can't look at the photo because it's the algorithm. It's science. It's tech. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. But it can't look at the photo, so the more descriptive you are in your caption, the better, because they have more words to go off. And I don't mean like literally say what's in the photo in your caption. But I will say use alt text to do that. So if you used alt text, which you can find going through like the 3 little dots, it'll say like advanced options, and then you see alt text. That is a win-win situation for you because one, it helps people that are impaired, either visually or what have you. They can go to Instagram, see the alt text, hear the alt text, whatever it is, and they know what your photo is now. But also, Instagram now knows what the photo is of. So that's where you would describe what the photo is. In your caption, you want to put call to actions or things that'll make your audience engage with the photo. Like it, leave a comment, share it, things like that. So your caption and message are super important, just as important as the content itself. Don't just put flowers, please.
We're past the days of putting lyrics.
I mean, unless it's your personal page and it's for fun, like whatever.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, even
if
it could still be cute, but we're saying we recommend something a little more deep or a little more thoughtful.
And you could put something cute and tab it and then put whatever else under so that the cute people see the cute thing and they keep moving.
Yeah. We always recommend a read more situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing would be hashtags. So this helps with your visibility. When you use hashtags, people will see your content more often because, I don't know if you know this, but Instagram added the option to follow hashtags.
Yeah.
So now you can follow things like I follow LA Blogger because I'm an LA blogger. Kind of haven't blogged in a minute, but whatever. Besides the point. So I follow that and I see girls who just tag LA Blogger. So I can find new people, whatever. But
that's really awesome because you can create communities with those hashtags.
Yeah.
And get more engagement. And you can also engage with those communities. And like, it's just like a win-win for everybody. So if you're using those hashtags in like just smart, in a smart way, like you can also benefit heavily off of.
You can create your own community with a hashtag even.
Yeah. It's no longer like just something to get people to,
like if they were to search it, they'll see it.
Yeah. It's
like
now,
yes, but also.
Now it's like, let's talk about it, and create a space where everyone can kind of come in and tune to it. Yeah, don't think that hashtags are like over and shit because they're really helpful tools.
Hashtags, like I feel like for a minute they were going out. Like, people were like, oh, lame, she used a hashtag. And it's like,
bro,
I'm just trying to like be relevant.
I'm literally utilizing tools.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, we should make a hashtag for the people who don't like hashtags. Like we said, I don't know if we said this. We just want to say that these are just the literal facts on the algorithm. This isn't to say that you have to necessarily do all of these things.
I mean, it'd be great, like, obviously ideal for you to implement these things on a day-to-day.
Right, but you have to do what feels genuine, because, I mean, clearly the algorithm likes genuine anyway, and that's what we say, like, consistency is key. Be genuine to what you can accomplish.
Totally. And with that said, last season, the last episode, the finale, we also talked a little bit about Instagram, but more on the aesthetics and, like, how to take photos and just more, like, what the content should be
Visually.
Posting.
Yeah.
So check that out if you want also, like,
First impressions
moment
of an Instagram page.
So, like, bio,
highlights, profile pic.
Yeah, and just overall aesthetics.
Feed, yes.
So just your appearance as a whole, right, on Instagram. Also, you guys can go to our website, or we have a couple of blog posts up about certain things like this.
There's a very in-depth one about hashtags. Highly recommend. Just saying. I worked really hard on it.
But yeah, that's it. We're going to go into glowing hour now. We're going to talk about the current trends on IG. So we'll see you then.
We're back. And
if you're new here, we usually drink on glowing hour. Have a little cocktail of sorts, but today we're feeling a little bit different. It's a little gloomy out. It's just not the vibe today.
Yeah.
But we are drinking, I guess, something in...
it's in the realm of not just a regular beverage.
It is a Cannabis, which these aren't necessarily on the market.
Instead of go up a level, we needed to go down.
Yeah, it's been a stressful day.
Yes, definitely.
So we need a little chill. Coming into glowing hour, this is going to be all about trends, current trends. And I think I said in the podcast earlier that it was going to be IG trends, but a lot of this just can, like,
you can work on anything.
It moves from, let's be real, TikTok to Instagram to Reels. So all of it is kind of like really cohesively working together.
Yeah.
So let's check it out.
The first thing that we found that I thought of immediately was, I don't know if you guys saw on International Women's Day. I think it was like Wendy's or something. Probably Wendy's, but it said like women belong in the kitchen. Like they put that on Twitter. And then, you know, everybody's about to, I'm gonna reply to this, what the heck?
Like,
and
that's not right.
Yeah, and then the immediate reply is like basically along the lines of like, did you know that only 30% of chefs in the culinary field are women? Like, we're donating X amount to help women pursue the culinary career.
Right.
Whatever. So they flipped it. They said, "Oh, we're gonna get people excited, maybe for the wrong reason, but then they're gonna realize
it's like,
gotcha.
Let's hold that attention, and now that we have it here, let's flip it to the right one." The statement was controversial, but it was not wrong.
It was, yeah, because it wasn't like, you can't just say something out of pocket like women are the worst or something. Like, you can't just say that.
Yeah,
but like women belong in the kitchen. Like, okay, I get it. Like,
that was really relevant.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So,
you have to be very specific. Don't just decide to use a controversial topic. Think about it before you post it and ask several people.
Another thing that's been currently trending, and I think everyone on the face of this earth knows now, but like Oprah and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Yes.
And just like the royals in general.
I mean, everything a meme, which some people could be like, oh, you're taking a situation too light or whatever. But I feel like it makes the topic more talked about. They're like, well, wait, why are they trending anyway? Like, why are we talking about Oprah? It's like, oh, because she did an interview and it was about this. And you're like, oh, cool. But like, this is still really funny. Like, all the things with like Oprah with their hands up. Or her like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Silence or silenced.
So, like, one of the most basic ones that I saw was like on Twitter. I think it was Harry on one side, because you know how they do like the two pictures. So like Harry was on this side and Oprah was on this side, and Harry was saying something like, Oprah, don't lie, like I think Josh never ran you over.
Yes.
In Drake and Josh, and like just silly shit like that.
And she was just like,
yeah. So that's trending right now.
You can put that on Twitter or
funny.
Instagram.
I don't think that's inappropriate to. Anyway.
Yeah. Next thing would be Psychedelic Clown, which is TikTok specific. But you could always record it on TikTok, save it, and then put it on Reels. I don't think Instagram has filters like that, like the same ones.
Yeah, no.
It was basically like a filter on your face where you're just a clown. And then it's the song, there's a specific song that like it plays in the background, but it's just basically like stupid music. And the most popular one I saw anyway was Miley Cyrus, and it's just like her, and she's like not looking at the camera, and she has the filter on, and it's text that says like when your new partner tries to connect to the Bluetooth in the car, and all your ex's names pop up. It's just like, you're a clown, bro.
Come on, delete those.
So yeah, that's a trend.
That one was funny. Also, there's another TikTok one. I'm gonna pull up fucking lyrics because I don't even know what it fucking says. But basically, the basis of it is like
an embarrassing moment.
It's a sound. Yeah, it's for embarrassing moments, and it's like this little girl. It started from like this little girl who posted a video of her singing, I think, and it goes, "Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things," and then it just like continues. Right? So like the premise is like when she starts saying that, you put like your embarrassing moment or something that you remember that was like not fucking,
like me thinking about that time in the 8th grade when I
and then you show like the video footage of whatever it was.
Yeah,
it's just so funny. I think you guys gotta go watch
and
that.
like the audio itself just reminds me of when I would like make songs
when you would like record yourself singing
and in the shower or something, and it's just like, I had such a hard day today.
Oh my god, my friend and I talk about how like we basically, I think I've said this before on the podcast, but we'd make ourselves cry because we thought our lyrics were so beautiful.
We've talked about this so many times. It's just too good not to.
It's just like, I think this is just like a moment we've all shared in our childhood that it's never talked about. Like, it's not something you talk about, but we all experienced it without even knowing.
It's like we wanted to have such, like, why do we want to suffer so bad?
I don't know, dude.
Like, my favorite thing was looking out the window and trying to get people to think I was kidnapped. It's so chaotic. Oh. Not like literally, like I wouldn't actually want someone to call the cops on my parents,
bro.
A little bit Leo, I don't know.
What did you
wanted
do?
the attention on me. I would just like put my.
You're like this.
I just. I would just put my hand on the window and be like. So embarrassing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I did that. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways, before we spiral. Poses. So that one's like really generic. I feel like the next few are just very like general, always like a go-to overarching theme. Mm-hmm. So poses, like poses to do with your best friend, couple poses, whatever. Poses for Instagram, like it's a common thread to follow.
There's so much there. Yeah. Some songs that have been trending lately to like make either a TikTok or a reel, or in general I guess, are Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, obviously, and then Up by Cardi B. And that one was used more to like show progress. So like either if you're like making something or like
doing your makeup.
Yeah. And then I think there's also, there's another trend that I'm thinking about, but I don't know if this one was Up. I think it might have been. It's like when there was like a shoe on someone's head, on your own head, and you're like singing and like you start to stomp on yourself, and then like the bad bitch you comes out. I don't know if it's Up though, I doubt it. It's that trend as well, but it's another song.
Okay.
I don't remember it now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah, like there's certain songs that go with like certain types of things to do with your stuff. And there is like, for the realm of like fashion bloggers or like fashion people in general, or if you just like are into fashion and you want to do one, there's like an outfit kind of check like situation where one is what you would wear to like certain fashion houses or fashion shows, and people have done this like seriously where like they're like, I'm going to like, if I were to go to Gucci or if I would have gone to
how do people have a closet like that? It's just unreal.
Well, those are like fashion, like rich real people. Like no, just like fat, like people who are like ridiculously into fashion. That's the first one, but people have done it in a way that's also like hilarious, where like what I would wear if I went to Target, what I would wear to like Walmart, and it's like different. It's just stupid, but it's funny. Nuanced. Then there's the Give This to Kevin, which I think this one's a little bit older now, but it's still trending for some reason, where like this one can work for outfits or makeup, I think. So like Give This to Kevin, it'd be like every time you pass this over, it's like a new outfit or like a new person or new look. And then there's also the fast transitions with like a countdown or a beat where you switch like outfits or looks or whatever.
Yes. Another thing to just generally look out for trends would be looking at calendar dates. So International Women's Day, that was a big one. There was a lot of things that brands came out with in preparation for that day. I don't think they woke up on the morning and it was like, oh,
I need to post this. Yeah,
it's International Women's Day. Like, it's things that you can plan ahead for. So if you're a brand, definitely something to think about, and an influencer.
Yeah.
But last tip for trends, literally just go through the trending page. It's really exhausting to go through TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, like going through your actual For You, because you just run into like, and then you
get stuck in that hole of like just being a consumer versus like looking for ideas.
For trends. So definitely just go to the trending page to see what is trending, and then maybe if you have the control, the self-will to know when to stop, watch a couple.
Yeah, also if you are just consuming TikTok as it is, keep that in mind. Like, tab it, pull out your fucking notes app,
save what you want to try.
Yeah, and then schedule them and fucking do them.
Do the damn thing.
Which some of them gotta do, but
us talking to ourselves, like,
this podcast is for us to watch later, basically. But that is all of the current trends we have currently. But if you guys have any that we missed, I'm more than fucking down to watch some of these funny things.
Or if you want us to try them,
let us know which one.
Let us know. We'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
If I had an embarrassing video of me singing,
bro, you probably have one.
I probably.
Oh my god, mine would be like me when I was. I think I was like 9. Which one are you thinking about?
I probably have footage of me doing Taylor Swift at the talent show.
I probably have footage of something like that too.
Big Girl or some crap was the name of the song that I did, and it was me and Tori, and of course we were the older girls, but we were also the bigger girls. Like, we were chubby, so we were like the leads, if you will.
Is it tap dancing?
It was a tap dancing moment, and we were in super bright blue little skirts and gloves. It was a moment. Yeah, we should look into that because that'd be funny.
I was gonna say the one I have is just like me pretending to be a fucking YouTube beauty person.
You mean like the ones I have on my niece? For being like,
yes,
hey guys.
But it was less intense. It was like more like old.
Well, because we didn't have YouTube. It.
But I was giving a tutorial on how to grow your nails long. And I was like, look for I needed it. So I was like, maybe somebody will like want to know the progress of me, like, you know. So like I would like do a whole routine, and then I never did it again after that. But yeah, I remember I like had 2 comments, and it was like, yeah, like, oh my god, thanks. Tell me how this goes. And I was like, I'm literally fucking 9, like, that probably exists on YouTube somewhere, and I can't find it. It's funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that exists on YouTube that I don't want to find.
And don't find it.
We're wild in middle school, just doing stupid videos, but...
Alright.
What a time. There's too many memory lanes we can go down. So that's it for episode 1.
That's it for episode 1.
Season 3, we just want to give you a quick what's to come. We're going to talk a lot more about business, branding. There's going to be a little bit of personal. There's maybe like... 2 or 3 episodes that we're gonna do about personal, but we're gonna focus this season more towards building your business, building your personal brand, and we're gonna have a couple interviews.
We want to also keep interviews coming. Obviously, we haven't done one yet when you're watching this, but if you have anyone in mind that you want us to interview, please let us know. We can reach out and see if they would want to.
So we'll see you guys in episode 2. Subscribe to us.
Give us a review because that's really helpful.
Yes.
And that's it. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.